Hello and welcome to gusmcdollgames. I'm Nick McDowell and today we're playing part 4 of North by Northwest, the 9th mission in the NATO campaign in Naval War Arctic Circle. Naval War Arctic Circle is based on a hypothetical Great Arctic War set in 2030 and fought in the North Atlantic, Arctic, Baltic and the North Sea. The NATO campaign covers the Great Arctic War as experienced from the Northern Partnership and NATO alliances. In North by Northwest we must support a US carrier battle group that is breaking out into the North Atlantic. In the previous 3 episodes, we achieved our objective of killing at least 5 long-range bombers. In fact, our defensive counter-air battle cleared the skies of Greenland, where we now have air supremacy. We protected the carrier battle group against 1 air-launched and 2 submarine-launched missile strikes, but took damage to the Lassen, an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer. We destroyed the Severodvinsk, one of 2 enemy submarines operating in Baffin Bay. But our Tomahawk strike against Keflavik Air Base in occupied Iceland was defeated. Now, we must clear the Labrador Sea of any remaining Tu-95 maritime patrol aircraft. Finally, we must find and sink the remaining enemy submarine. Night has fallen over the battle space. The Canadian Navy Task Force launches another ASW helicopter. The Southern Poseidon alters its search area. I am expecting another submarine to the north, where the Northern Poseidon is operating. This is the likely launch point of origin of one of the submarine-launched missile barrages, but I have found nothing yet. The Teddy Roosevelt helicopter ASW screen shifts position again, moving forward of the battle group. Let's speed up time. The F-35 over Greenland are returning to refuel. Another tanker launches out of CFB Goose Bay to support the F-22 Raptor patrols. One of the Canadian ASW helicopters moves into position. It reduces altitude, stops in place, and deploys dipping sonar. Minutes later, the other helicopter does the same. One of the Teddy Roosevelt's ASW screen returns to home plate to refuel. A fresh helicopter from the Howard takes its place. With the second tanker in place over the Labrador Sea, the first tanker returns to Canadian Forces Base Goose Bay to replenish. The damaged Lassen has detached from the carrier battle group and seems to be moving in circles. I order it to a stop. So far, it is a silent night as the battle group transits Baffin Bay. The F-35 returned to the Teddy Roosevelt after a long and eventful patrol. No doubt the pilots are eager to freshen up, relax and share stories, after the intelligence debrief of course. The ASW helicopter from Teddy Roosevelt reaches its patrol area. It reduces altitude, stops and lowers its dipping sonar. Still no contacts. The Northern Poseidon moves to a new patrolled area to the west. It starts deploying sonobuoys. The F-35 patrols over Greenland have mostly landed. One lone aircraft stays aloft. The Northern Poseidon moves to another patrol area in front of the carrier battle group. The Southern Poseidon is laying sonobuoys east of the Canadian task force. A third Poseidon has refueled from the tanker over the Labrador Sea. It now heads north. It selects a new patrol area southeast of the battle group. Torpedo in the water. The battle group detects a torpedo at close range. The ASW helicopter moves to intercept. But the torpedo is closing fast and the submarine is likely close enough to launch another. The San Jacinto launches a helicopter towards the probable location of the submarine. The carrier battle group has its sonar sensors active but has not detected anything. It seems the torpedoes are targeting the Howard, an Arleigh-Burke-class guided missile destroyer. It has turned away from the torpedoes and is making flank speed. The helicopters race to the scene. While the torpedoes are targeting the Howard, the big risk now is that they track and hit another ship in the battle group, worst case, the Teddy Roosevelt. The San Jacinto's helicopter reaches the likely location of the submarine. It reduces altitude, stops, and deploys dipping sonar. The torpedoes look to be passing aft of the battle group, but the battle group turns to put distance between itself and the submarine, and any undetected torpedoes. One of the Poseidon retasks to join the search for the as yet undetected submarine. The torpedoes are closing on the Howard. It is doing its best to outrun them, the only defence in this circumstance. The remainder of the carrier battle group is also running south, away from the submarine. Tension mounts. The torpedo closes in. And the Howard is destroyed. One torpedo remains and turns to seek new targets. The carrier battle group is moving flank speed and turns to the west. One of the Seahawks runs out of fuel and starts to return to the Lassan. Not now. I countermand the order. It is more important to find and kill the submarine. Still no submarine contact and things are looking desperate. More torpedoes are detected. The good news is that this gives us a better position for the submarine. Both helicopters race in to intercept. The torpedo again passes aft of the battle group. It is chasing the Winston Churchill, which is running west at flank speed. Miraculously, the Teddy Roosevelt is unharmed. Happy Halloween! It turns midnight on 1 November. Hopefully, this ghostly submarine will now run out of the devil's luck. Both helicopters take position. In go the dipping sonar. And the submarine is detected. Close enough to immediately launch torpedoes. The Seahawk to the south launches, as does the Seahawk to the north. The Winston Churchill races from the torpedo at flank speed and moves west to avoid the new torpedoes. Two torpedoes close the submarine, both Mark 54 lightweight hybrid torpedoes. Any second now. The first strikes, damaging the Viper-class submarine. The enemy torpedo continues to close on the Winston Churchill. On board, the crew nervously tighten the straps on their life jackets. The San Jacinto's helicopter moves closer to the submarine and readies another torpedo for launch. The damaged Viper has surfaced. Like a scene from Red October, the crew leave the conning tower and huddle on the deck in near-freezing conditions. One torpedo is moments away and the helicopters close in. The Viper is damaged, but still effective. It launches another two torpedoes. The second torpedo misses. San Jacinto's Seahawk launches another torpedo. Meanwhile, the Winston Churchill has outrun its pursuer as the torpedo runs out of fuel. The Lake Champlain is now running from the latest salvo of enemy torpedoes. Even damaged and surfaced, the Viper remains a formidable enemy. San Jacinto's Seahawk slows to a hover and maintains observation. The third torpedo has also missed. San Jacinto's Seahawk launches its final torpedo from less than a kilometre from the stricken Viper. The Lassen's helicopter also launches another torpedo. The fourth torpedo also misses. The Lassen's helicopter now moves in for the kill. The Poseidon also speeds to intercept. The Lassen's Seahawk to the north is low on fuel. It makes an attack run directly at the submarine. It launches a final torpedo. Then it comes to a hover meters from the surface submarine, near enough to see the crew pouring out of the conning tower and abandoning ship. torpedo hits, it destroys the Vepr and the mission comes to a close. Almost 2 hours of real time, covering almost 12 hours of game time. We lost one aircraft, an F-22 Raptor that ran out of fuel. And we lost the Howard, an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, to a torpedo, not counting the Lassen damaged by a missile strike in an earlier episode. The enemy lost 13 aircraft, a mix of Tupolev Tu-22M3 jet bombers and Tupolev Tu-95 maritime patrol aircraft. They also lost 2 submarines, the Severodvinsk and the Vepr. The Theodore Roosevelt carrier battle group made it from Baffin Bay through Davis Strait to the open waters of the North Atlantic. As always, thanks for watching. For more Naval War Arctic Circle content, check out the NATO campaign and Jersey blockade playlists on our channel. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and donate, and stay tuned for the next episode.